listening to Open Mind Industries podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, listen, and open your mind.
Hey guys, welcome to the Mind Unleashed episode 5. We made it to episode 5. It's been a crazy week again, as it always has been. This is actually recording on a Sunday. It's going to be May 1st. Sorry it's taking so long to do these. It's been a lot to what I'm going to say, what's going on, and kind of the outline for the podcast and for you guys. Well, let me give you guys kind of a rundown what we're doing for this week. We're going to be doing kind of... I'm going to be talking about 3D modeling programs that I use that I would definitely recommend you guys using, because I think people pretty much liked what I did with the DaVinci 1.0. I actually got the print with that. Also, what I've been doing to try to get the live stream going, I went out and got a nice, decent webcam. However, it was a piece of crap. So I'll go to that more in detail. And what webcam I actually picked up just the other day, just tonight actually, with Amazon, was sent to me about, I want to say about 10 o'clock yesterday. So like yesterday, tonight, let's say tonight, and you know, you pay for what you get. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but and a couple projects will be coming up, such as the stress ball, stuff like that. I've really been wanting to get into the DaVinci Robo R1 with NinjaFlex. Played with it a little bit. Got to do some live streaming with Facebook and trying to use the OBS and stuff like that, learning a lot about that, and just don't go cheap and knowing your stuff and learning it. But this week's just gonna be a fun one, so let's dive right in, and hopefully y'all will enjoy it and keep y'all positive for the week. So I want to start this one off. I mean, pretty much I would explain what I was gonna do for this week. 3D modeling software. So previously I did a model for my granddad, which is my coworker, over Terminator 2 3D, and it came out great. It really did. What I modeled it with was 123 Design. Now, I'm not a good 3D modeler, not a good CAD modeler. Still getting into it. I'm not a SolidWorks person. SolidWorks is more for engineering, and it's cost a shit ton of money. You're looking at maybe, I think, $1,000 just to use the damn program. Now, if you're trying to get into like a Tinkercad, and then 123 Design, which is made 123 Design built by Autodesk, which I got put onto about a year ago, and I started using SketchUp, and everybody kind of like, SketchUp's more for building engineers, stuff like that. Yay and nay. I mean, that's how I built the hand grips. I actually got to use SketchUp for that, to like kind of learn my geometry. Build a lot of math, obviously. I mean, we all do. We're not very good at. None of us are really good at geometry. Well, unless you're planning on being the engineer or what have you in your damn family, which most of us, let's be honest, we're not. But the program I used most and foremost, I ended up buying, I think, TurboCAD, and it's nothing like SolidWorks, or nothing like SolidWorks. It's just a basic generic program, where you're just gonna holy shit, and hopefully you can take some courses on it. I do use it once in a while to convert some files over from, STL, stuff like that. But the most program I do use, I started using SketchUp, liked it. You can design some really good shit on SketchUp, and I see some really good modelers on that. The one program I do see everyone using, including myself, is going to be 123 Design. It's kind of like Tinkercad. Tinkercad is kind of like blocks are already there, but you can kind of, if you know how to use the program, it walks you through tutorials on how to do it. I've seen pretty good model makers on there, and I think if I could find a few of them for you, I'll put them on the YouTube video. So those watching and those listening, definitely 123 Design is my go-to for 3D modeling. That's how I did it. If you go on Thingiverse, our website, openmindindustries.com, you'll see that model. Now, I didn't design the triangles. This one dude did it. Did a good job and everything, but when I brought it into the program for the XYZ slicer, it didn't like it. It was like, whoa, man, something's up here. So I had to learn how to move the model. Now, with 123 Design, you're able to it gives you more of a good feel. Like gives you this, curvatures, and it gives you. I like when I build something. I like to feel the model. I sculpted a lot. I took a lot of sculpture classes in high school and stuff like that because I was in a fine art school. Well, we were like fine arts. What I mean, because we had a fine arts wing, so I went to all the classes I could to learn this crap. And I was more of a sculpture person. I'm more of a hands-on kind of person. You can teach me anything, but I'd rather be hands-on and learn it straight up. Some people are, like that. I'm like that. But what I like about the non-generic is I like to see just a colorful kind of UI. And 123 Design has that for me. I tried using Tinkercad, and it's kind of like, how are these guys making like these awesome designs? And you realize it takes them a freaking mean minute. I mean, yeah, it's pretty generic, and like, okay, you can do this, 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 and this. But if you know what you're doing and you know your stuff, definitely do it. There's a guy I'm learning some stuff from on Tinker, not on Tinker, but 123 Design. But I would recommend either Tinker and 123 Design, because 123 Design is designed by Autodesk. Autodesk is one of the biggest freaking 3D companies in the world for major manufacturing, what have you. SolidWorks I would love, but I know it would take me years and years and years. And John, my business partner, John Elozea, has the certifications in it, so he could build something in 2 seconds with it. But he went in for engineering, so that's why he uses that program. When we first started talking about, like, okay, what programs will we start using for me, because I've never used ZBrush. My buddy who sculpts, Trent Ward, who does the Halloween Horror Nights, a lot of the masks and stuff like that you guys see every year in Universal Orlando, they use a lot of ZBrush, stuff like that, but that's what he was going to learn and stuff like that, like digital thing. But they're all sculptures. These guys actually sculpt those masks by hand. But when you're going into, I don't know if you guys have seen the file, like from Rick Baker, but he actually had the fuck was it? MakerBot. And he actually designed a Popeye at a PLA, which is freaking amazing. Like, he painted it and everything. Check it out. It's called Popeye Rick Baker. It should be under MakerBot. Freaking outstanding. I mean, I was like blown away. My buddy Trent sent me over the file. He was like, you need to take a look at this. Which gave me hope, because I'm like, I can learn this stuff, but I like SketchUp for a few things, like the extruding and stuff like that, like in a model, and like being able to do. But when John made our first prototype with it, he was like, man, he's like, I can hate this, man. I can use SketchUp, but like, he was building it, and he was like, man, it's a pain in the ass. He's like, you need to find something for yourself. Yes, I would love to do SolidWorks and learn SolidWorks, but for $1,000 to a couple grand, I ain't got the money for that. So if you're trying to get into model making and you really need something cheap, definitely 123 Design or SketchUp. Now, like I said, SketchUp, most people are like, it's for this. But I've seen some really good model makers come out of there, and like, oh my god, they were able to touch it like with nothing. I mean, they built parts for when The Force Awakens came out. They built Rey's speeder on this guy, and it's on Thingiverse. And I checked it out. I was like, wow, this guy modeled it all on SketchUp. But my go-to right now is going to be 123 Design. That's where I built a few of my things. I re-customized a lot of parts because for me it's more simplistic. It feels like I'm handling clay. Designing in 3D though, for me, it's freaking difficult, man. It's like I need to hold like the piece of fucking clay, because for me, like, holding something and being able to grasp it, like, okay, this is what it feels like. This is the weight, I mean, that's becoming a model maker, man. I used to hold wood and shit like that. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I really wish I could use HoloLens, man, because HoloLens would probably give me a better understanding of what the model would look like in reality. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, HoloLens is another thing I'm taking a gander at, and that's going for about, I think they said $2K, just for the development version of it. And some guys come more and said it was pretty decent for what they're going to be using it for. They're developing hardware for it and stuff like that. Tinkercad, I really haven't played much with. I downloaded it, guys, and it's kind of like SolidWorks. And then XYZ came up with their own builder kind of software, and so did Thingiverse. They have their own little thingy you can edit and stuff like that. But my main go-to right now is going to be 123 Design by Autodesk, because it's free. Yeah, you can sign up for premium, which is a little bit there's a few features that you can use. And a good thing, it's a cloud-based thing, and you can also save the files to your own computer. So, say if you have to get out, and about, and you're doing some work on a file or whatever, and you're really getting into the sketching of it. There you go. My only downfall with 123 Design is that I've seen a couple of videos, and this one gentleman was kind of showing how it all works and stuff like that. Did a really good insight, and he kind of said the same thing. I got about 12 gigs of RAM in my desktop. It's not a very good desktop, but it gets the job done for the printers and what I'm doing now, just for the basics of what we're doing. And the problem is that the program likes to be sluggish. So the more things you add into the program, it's going to slug it down a little bit. I actually have a video of Corey Rosataro, a friend of mine who I built. If you guys go on our Instagram page, I built like this ashtray thing for him, because it started out as like an ashtray. So I found parts off thing I've ever seen, kind of created and mishmashed it together. And the more I added, the more like the program got sluggish. That's my only complaint with it. I mean, they seem to be doing a little bit better. The more it's got to render. Now, I think that's why things like SketchUp and Tinkercad and a few others, they don't have the render, like the glossiness look and stuff like that. You can take all that out, apparently. You can add like certain stuff in SketchUp too that runs a bit smoother. I mean, SketchUp, I think, got bought up by Google, obviously. And but all in all, like, I really go with 123 Design. I haven't really used Tinker that much. Tinker, to me, is for like, I don't know, it's for tinkerers. It's not really, but I've seen good models come out of it. I've seen Charles Huckabee, another YouTuber that I go to, and he does his filament Fridays, which I recommend. If you guys like the DaVinci 1.0, definitely go to him. I'm going to be helping some of these guys out to get to their channels and get to my channels, because it's the right thing to do. And it's just funny. Like I said, I want to make sure we can have a hub where everybody can just find what they need instead of searching for it. Question or what have you. I mean, I had a thing with the freaking Robo where there's a motor issue, and come to find out I had to shorten the harness, which I had previously with the DaVinci 1.0. It was in the X harness, and I was like, damn it. But anyway, yeah, that's like my pretty much pros and cons with the design software. The 123 Design is my main go-to. If I could learn something like Maya or something like that, I would, but I don't have the budget for it. I do have the time for it, but it's just learning it, understanding it. But you can still make great things from it. And I still got a few other couple products I still want to try. I'm not the great CAD model. I'm still learning. I'm still learning like all my curvatures and how to do this and that and this and scale it. Bringing stuff from my head into a program. I've been looking even for a draw pad, like, because I have a good sketch. I can sketch, and then I like seeing it and design, because feeling the model in my hands is like how I work. Seeing it in 3D is a bit different, so some people might not do well. But if you definitely want to get in 3D modeling, I would recommend 123 Design. SketchUp's it's okay now. Or Tinkercad. So those two, Tinkercad, and if you got the money, either SolidWorks, obviously SolidWorks, Maya, and then for the cheap programs. But we're all freaking broke. Let's be honest. We can't afford a $2,000 software. School edition, blah, blah, blah. If it's going to pay off in the end, like John, it's going to pay off for him in the end for what he's doing and shit like that with engineering. But, those are the pros and cons I like with 123 Design. But, I mean, that's what I've pretty much been doing. I've been trying to play with the software here on the Robo, and I'll discuss it a little bit more, what I'll be able to do with that. Okay, guys, it is going to be little pause break because I need to give you guys some promos. Helps pay for the podcast, helps pay for the new camera that I ended up getting, so I can do live streams for you guys for our Facebook page and Instagram and what have you. So what I'm going to do, guys, if you guys are looking to get around town and you do not have a car, or say you had a little too much to drink, why not try Lyft, the ride sharing app? One of my favorite apps. I use it all the time, actually. Really, really enjoy all the drivers I've had with it. And it's the best part about it is it's like everybody there is chill. I haven't had a bad ride yet. Everybody seems very awesome, very chill. They'll talk with you and shoot the shit. I mean, it's been great. I've really had some good times, good rides with them. And the best thing is, man, I don't need to worry about carrying cash. And I ain't got to worry about a credit card system not working. It's always there when I need it. so it's always on my phone. You can put a prepaid card, preload your card, at 7-Eleven or whatever, your prepaid Visa, put it in the app. With my code though, you're gonna get $5 off your first ride for any new rider. So $5 off your first ride. So if you guys are trying to get back to a doctor's appointment or what have you, use Lyft, man. It's just so damn simple. Drivers are freaking everywhere, and people are really chill. They're just trying to make some money and pay their bills too. So it helps everybody. I mean, there's a tip thing in the app which I love because you can actually give them a nice rating. And most of the drivers I get are usually a 4.9, out of 5, and that's not bad at all. I haven't had a bad ride yet. Everybody I've had to rent it with Lyft for about, I want to say 20-30 rides thus far since I've got the app, and I really enjoy it, man. And my prices aren't too bad, way much better than a cab. So to get home and back at night when it's a long night, they're there for me, man. They're there for me. But I want to have you guys try it out, see what you think. This first code is gonna be for $5 off your first ride. So any rider wants $5 off. It's gonna be TUMP. It's again Tango Mike Uniform Papa. Tango Mike Uniform Papa. That's TUMP. It's gonna be It's gonna be TUMP for your first $5 off your first ride. It should save you a few bucks right there, and it's really gonna get you through. And again, guys, if anybody's trying to make money, if you're not making enough money at work this week, or you're just trying to do odd jobs, and you got a car, or it's doing pretty well, make sure though, guys. I think it's got to be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a friend trying to apply for it a while back. I think your car needs to be a little bit newer, so 2001 to about 2005, I think is where they're going to be going. But I'll give you my code if you want to become a driver, and it helps you guys out. Tell them I sent you. It's going to be TMUPD. TUMPD. TUMPD is going to be your driver code. So you want to punch that if you want to become a driver, make some cash on the side if you're trying to get to school and back, trying to pay that rent, trying to pay that car off that you just bought. That's going to be TUPD. TUPD will be your driver code. TUPD will be your driver code. If you want $5 off anybody who doesn't want to, spend it just yet, TUMP is going to be your passenger code. The Mind Unleashed podcast is what that one stands for. And then TUMPD is going to be the Mind Unleashed Driver podcast. Driver. So, give it a shot and see what you guys think. If you're trying to make some cash on the side, TUPD will be your driver code, and TUMP will be your $5 off if you are a new rider. So, try that. See how you guys do. Hopefully that helps you guys out, make some cash. And like I said, they kick it back a little bit back my way to help me pay for the camera and keep this going for you guys. Because I love this. This has been great. I logged into my RSS again, and it's been seeming to be going well. Also, let me give another shout out to Weiss Productions. Weiss Productions is a family-owned production company. They do weddings, so if you guys want to check them out, they are on Facebook.com. Also, WeissProductions.com. They shoot weddings. They are working any budget. So if you guys are looking to get married in the Orlando area or anywhere in Florida or what have you, Weiss Productions is where you want to go. They do give a good budget-friendly wedding production prices. They use drone shooting, stuff like that. They're good friends of mine. Tell them Ali sent you, and they should be able to give you guys a nice budget. His code just ran out. I'll be getting a hold of him probably this week. This will be a number 1 podcast this week. You'll probably get 2 podcasts this week. So Weiss Productions, check him out also. He's on Weiss Productions at Facebook and then WeissProductions.com. You can Google him, WeissProductions.com. And they're very budget friendly, man. He works with it any budget. He likes to do short films, stuff like that. Right now they're doing a lot of weddings. You got quite a few weddings popping up. So definitely, if you want to get a wedding, if you're trying to have something planned up, you're trying to get married to him, her, him, what have you, whatever you folks are trying to do, check out Weiss Productions. Tell them Ali sent you. I'm pretty sure it'll help you out. Get you hooked up with a great price, great deal. Alright, back to the podcast. Thanks for being Brian with me, and thanks for listening to my codes. Hopefully, you guys can pop those in and help me out with a little bit of financing. Alright, that's all done. Current projects. Ooh, alright. So, current projects, guys. I'm actually working on, right now, the hand grips, doing some adjustments to the hand grips. Using NinjaFlex again. I actually got the decoding done the other night. Looked pretty well. Now, I was live streaming with Facebook and using a couple of the OPS server, stuff like that. Enjoyed it. A few of my friends logged into the video and they were like, hey man, your video is choppy as shit. I was like, hey man, my apologies, this is what's going on with it. So I ended up not going out, but it just arrived about a few hours ago. This is the new baby that we'll be using. This is the Logitech Pro C22. This is probably one of the newest ones that came out. It's got a nice little flip down hole for your tripods, stuff like that. So I will be using this for all of our live streams for you guys, because I went out and I spent about, I want to say about $25 on a web camera, okay? And I need it for business stuff and I talk to people. However, cheaper is not always better. As you see, I'm shooting this with a GoPro, so you guys watching the YouTube video of this on a GoPro Hero 4. So I went cheapo depot, thinking, all right, man, I'll get some pretty good video shots using OBS, and just was not doing it, man. It, like, the camera started crapping out. I started getting really bad feed, and people were like trying to chirp and like, man, your feed is crappy, and I'm like, I know. So went on Amazon just this morning, and I ended up purchasing this camera. Now Best Buy had a deal for like, I think it was $74. I was gonna go pre-buy it and then go pick it up the other day. I went to go check last night, and the price went right back up. So I don't know if it was like, hey, if you buy now. But I got 1 day shipping with Amazon because I'm a Prime member, and got the camera for about $100, which isn't bad. And the quality so far, since I played with it, seems to be phenomenal. So the live streams of me 3D printing should be much better and clearer for you guys. And I will be doing links to our Facebook page and hopefully our website too, so y'all can just log in at one hub and just see everything you want to see. And it pretty much worked this week with a little bit pardon me, with NinjaFlex. I've been trying to get the settings down just correctly, and I wrote some code down for now. Now that I think I got it right without glue and using tape and shit like that, it seems to be pretty better. Now it's just my infill I need to work on again. It's been the tinkerest thing that I needed to fill. Because my infill walls are a little bit weak. The exterior and everything look great. It's just the infill for that and stuff like that. Now once I get that all squared away this week, hopefully you guys will be probably live streaming, which I think I should have no problem with anymore. I will be working on that, so you guys will be seeing the live stream of that. Working on the hand grips. I'm also going to get a hold of a crutch company for a friend of ours at work, Joe Dell. I want to see if I can actually do something for her. So the goal of me with this week, I want to try to get the hand grips done, kind of work on them differently for myself, and also I'm working on a little side project for myself for my crutches. I want to do kind of a Joker Batman kind of thing. So I might actually run down to AutoZone tomorrow and see if I can get some paint. A couple guests stopped me in the park, and they're pretty nice. We were just walking around and said, your crutches are painted like copper, like what's up with that? And they were a really cool couple, and I was told them what it was about. I said, well, the next thing is maybe a baby Groot hanging off the crutch, which I want to print out because Guardians comes out Friday also. And unfortunately I'm not able to watch anything because my projector went down, so I had to buy a new bulb for that. I should be on its way like tomorrow, thank God, because I miss Netflix, but I'm watching it on my laptop and my tablet, so I'm good. But yeah, man, I'm going to plan on doing a crutch thing for her, but I'm debating on what I want to do with NinjaFlex with that. Like, do I want to do like that batarang, stuff like that? So I kind of want to work on something like that. But the upcoming project right now is the hand grips. The Jodelle, I want to work for something with her because I was talking to a friend on the Instagram, and he's been doing some things for the Arthritic Foundation. And everybody's like, how's the hand grips feeling for you? I said, man, they feel freaking great. I said, my only problem is just trying to get the damn settings just right. Now, the guy I talked to with on Instagram, he works with a lot of other filament companies. Like, that's what they do for, like, a living. And a couple of companies from China and stuff like that. He tried a few other filaments out. Said they weren't too bad. But he said, for you, NinjaFlex seems like the way to go for you. So that's what I'm doing with that. So my upcoming project for this week is just get this ironed out so I can print fast. Not too fast, but not too slow. Just right. So I can just get the settings just right. Like I said, I'm using a Robo R1 with the V6 hot in, with a Bowden tube, stuff like that. This will be in the the live stream, stuff like that. So that's my goal for the week, is to play around a little bit, see what I come up with. Also, I am probably going to be doing a little side project for a friend of ours, Mr. High Society, Michael Seaburn. High Society. So he came up to me the other day and actually saw the thing playground that I did for Alfred. So I'm going to try to work on something for him. He wants to do something high society. It has nothing to do with marijuana, but it's something that he came up with. It's a fun group that we have on Facebook, and he likes to have fun. So it's like the high society group, like very, rich society kind of. It's just kind of a fun, goofy group that likes to post weird stuff about high society. Oh, look at this leather jacket. Isn't it high society? So I think this week I'm going to be working on some text for him, 3D printing some buttons. They're coming up with an idea for him. He wants to get something done, so I'm going to be doing that. Maybe at ABS. ABS is now on the DaVinci 1.0. So I'll be playing with that a little bit, going on Thingiverse, trying some files out, see what we can find. But trying to get some text done, so I'll be live streaming that also. But yeah, I mean, some of these projects seem like they're going to be fun. It's just going to be very, very crazy. But that's pretty much going to be my week this week. Just going to work on some live stream stuff. I can't wait to see how that's going to bring. Haven't heard any questions from you guys yet, like about the printers or anything. But man, like, hit me up if you guys want to know something about the promo codes of why I take lift, or what filaments I like to use, or what models I look at. Check out our pages and go on openmindindustry.com. Hit on the buttons. We're there, man. YouTube page is going to be kind of growing. I also plan on doing, like I said, the review for the Apple Watch. It's actually dead right now. Didn't charge it. And then the Echo, why I bought the Echo and why I bought the Apple Watch. And I'll be talking about those this week. So hopefully I have a couple days off. Like I said, my day job is not paying me for another couple days, so I'm going to be off for a couple days. So if you guys want to help donate also to the podcast, please go to Patreon. Our Patreon is the official OMI. The official OMI. And you can look us up, Open Mind Industries, on there. And if you want to donate $1 to help us out, get us going, every month we'll collect whatever you guys make us and help us out. But like I said, it helps us out, keeps us going, keeps me going, because there's just so much coming along that I have planned. But I want to do live streaming. I want to do all this fun stuff for you guys, because I have so much stuff planned with the material, product design, stuff like that. But I really want to get into the reviews. So the YouTube page, don't fret. I know it looks better and stuff like that. We're just starting out. We're not going to rebrand. This is what we are. The cursing and the podcast and the fucks and the shits and all that, that's just me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to give you guys horseshit. There's people that want to become stars. I don't want to become one. I want to run a place that feels motivated, inspiring. I want makers to make. And that's what this podcast is going to be called, The Makers Make. This is why I do what I do, because things don't exist, and this is why I started Open Mind Industries with John and my buddy Michael Pernesco, who helped us build the logo, helped me do the audio for this thing. He built, if you guys heard in the previous podcast, he actually made that snippet for us, the starter for that, inside the podcast. Isn't that freaking cool? The website, he made the background for that, and I can't thank people like him, to keep me motivated, keep me positive. But, it's like, you just got to start one step at a time. If life keeps kicking you in the ass, just keep going with it. And remember, somebody's always got it worse. I could be asking for more. But, it's like, you got to stay positive. You really got to stay positive. Like Ninja Flex, working with these filaments, like I keep telling everybody, I'm like, these are hard-ass filaments to play with, and just life is tinkering. It really is tinkering. It's getting to know yourself and understanding yourself. And that's what 3D printing and stuff is about. That's why I really enjoy it, is because it's tinkering. I love it. I've always been a tinker. Whether it's wondering how something worked or, something like that. But, the other day, you should feel inspired to want to get out of bed and do something. And, I posted something on Facebook about Kevin Smith's, like, how he got into filmmaking, and I loved it. I love why he said he did, because it's like, you put yourself around people, the why nots. Not the why people, the why not people. Hey, I want to make a movie. Why not? Let's do it. And that's why I surrounded myself with. I have a lot of why people. Why would you do this? Why would you do that? Well, my biggest question for why, it doesn't fucking exist, and that's why I'm here. It's taking me time. It's taking me time to develop it. It doesn't fucking exist. And this is why I do what I do. The crutches don't exist. The hand grips didn't exist a few months ago, now they exist. Now I'm finding out how good the damn materials from NinjaFlex, Vendor's Drives. Thank those frickin' guys for giving me the damn chance. Because if I didn't have them to believe in me, I wouldn't have made the hand grips. I wouldn't have sat down tomorrow, the next day after that, trying to make them better, trying to refine them, trying to make crutch tips, trying to do other things, trying to make a lighter crutch. Why, and that's why I do what I do. I want to inspire. I want to push. It's like makers make because we love making. We don't like seeing. We just get tired of seeing the same old norms. Like, we look at things. If you see a person and they're looking at something, it's just, you should always have that mindset of like, that could be better, or how's it made, or like, why is it made? No one's ever stopping you from doing something. I'm not saying, for budget reasons or what have you. Everybody's gonna have budget reasons or what have you, but I'm not gonna sit back and stop making. I've always loved making. I've always loved tinkering because it keeps me motivated in the morning. And the people that are like, it's like, why would you do that? Well, it's because it keeps me happy. It really does. It keeps me motivated. I'm working as a day job that I like, but I don't love. But there's nothing wrong with making, man. So people that do the cons and have fun with that shit, do what you do. Do what you do. At least you're not going out fucking side trying to punch someone in the face or kill anybody. You're having a blast. You're sitting in your fucking garage, your one-bedroom apartment, doing what you do. So I can't complain. I'm doing this. I'm having fun. But this is to inspire. I want to do this podcast to inspire everybody, motivate people. So log in, guys. Have fun. Share some ideas with me. But this is what I started up with mine. This is what we started up with mine. Because me and John fucking asked questions. We were like, does it exist? Nah, it doesn't. Why do I have a smartwatch? It makes my life a lot simpler. Why do I have an Echo? It makes my life a lot simpler. And I'm going to go into that this week. Hopefully, I should have plenty of freaking time to shoot all this stuff, make it look good, presentable to you guys. But I'm going to sign off for this week. And I'm going to work on some projects. Michael, Mr. High Society. I'll see what I come up with for you. And don't forget, guys, if you want to start modeling and stuff like that, use 123 Design. Definitely get into these things. Get on the maker sites. Look at a 3D printer. Look at some fun stuff. I got the sewing machine back here, which I still got to get a cable for. I miss my sewing. I got a couple ideas. My prototyping for that, and a few ideas that I don't want to bring up just yet, just for legal purposes, for myself. But yeah, man, I want to wish you guys a happy week. This is podcast 1. It's been a while for me to get it out. There'll be a new podcast coming up pretty soon this week, so I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good one, and always keep an open mind, guys. Have a great week. Bye.